everyone, and welcome to the Pineapple Experience. My name is Justine Broker, and I have my friend Alistair Banks here with us today. And she is an author, and I'm really excited for her to share the work that she does. And any of you aspiring authors out there, I am confident that you're going to take some great pieces away from this. So, Alistair, if you would go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Alistair and I am a multi-generational author. I have now published 12 books ranging from children to a young adult fiction, which are Christian inspired. And it has like different prayers and biblical principles in my two novels that I wrote called Cracking the Happy Weight Code and Girl Rise. And Girl Rise is a series of mine. And I'm currently working on the second novel to that. So that's been really exciting seeing how Allie's matured over the last couple of years of her life, and now after 4 years of being out of college, she lands a job with the Greenville News, and she's a news reporter now for them. And so she moves up there, and her long-term boyfriend Greg is now up there with her and her friends, and she starts this new endeavor in her career and her life. And the latest book that I've now written is called The Pursuit of Love and Hope, which is a short collection of poems, and this talks about how I've dealt with fear and isolation and identity crisis when it came to some of my love relationships in my life. And the book kind of goes from scorned love into true love, and just being able to have hope when it comes to finding true love in your life.
I read The Pursuit of Love and Hope in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. It was so good. Did you always want to be an author?
Yes, ma'am. That's always something I've always aspired to do from the time I was in the 4th grade, and that was when I was writing more like short stories and doing that kind of thing back then. Then I guess when I got older in middle school, I touched on more of the poetry type work. And when I was in the 4th grade, I wrote a children's picture book called The Sorcerer and the Magic Pond. And so Henry learned to use his powers for good and not for evil to help the princess Hera to grow her hair long all over again after the evil witch decided to cut her hair. So he came up with a magic potion to make her hair pretty and long all over again.
One question I have is, I'm sure there are a lot of assumptions about becoming an author and what it takes in doing the work that you do. What's one assumption that you hear often that you'd like to clear the air on?
I think most people feel like maybe authors really can't make a living doing what they do, but you actually can. Most authors, like me having a children's book, I can go and do virtual authors business, but the school would actually earn an income from doing that as well, also along with speaking and coaching like you do. And the coaching kind of for me is more of the young adult and adult side of it. So actually, yes, you can make a living as an author, and
that's awesome. I am working on a story about my life and how overcoming challenges and sharing my life experiences, but it can be exhausting through the writing process. Do you agree with that, or is there like a little hack that you have?
Oh, yes, I think it can get exhausting because, like, you're trying to come up with this, like, ideal storyline. But I guess at the end of the day, you have to write from the heart. And I think that's how the story flows. I enjoy just being able to, like, write in the journal that you've now published too, and just be able to dump my thoughts in there. So I just love the title of the journal.
Isn't it nice? It just like, leave it at the door. There's no filters allowed here. What is one of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome being an author?
Oh, one of the biggest challenges I've had to overcome is fear of putting my story out there and getting in front of the camera and just talking about it to everybody. But I think at the end of the day, I think this is what, God wants me to do, and he wants me to inspire others to overcome some of the challenges with like body image and peer pressure and bullying, especially for younger teenage girls and up and coming like college students too. I want others to know that you're not alone when it comes to struggling with fear and isolation, identity crisis, especially in love, which is something I definitely have gone through over the years. And it's really hard because you just want to just put yourself in the shell.
I really love, which one? It was Lenny and his Green Scarf. Yeah. What is that one? Georgia loves that book. She loves it so much. And they just have such great lessons within them that I think are so important for kids. I think it's important that we start introducing those feelings and those concepts much earlier. Did a lot of people doubt you when you first got started?
Oh, I don't really think so. I think it was more of myself. I think I doubt myself a lot, and I shouldn't. But I guess what it all boils down to is, this is a point in time in life where God wants me. I just got to. He has encouraged me to take the leap of faith that I need in order to be on this journey.
Do you do the illustrations for your books, for the children's books?
No, actually, I have illustrators that do it. Sujata was the illustrator that did Lenny the Lizard, and then Kaylin Felix did A Colorful Balloon.
How did you find people to illustrate your book? Was that hard to kind of let go, like, here's my story, and then having someone else paint a picture of what it looks like? Could you kind of talk about that a little bit?
It was just, I think it was fated for me to, meet my illustrators because we worked so well together and we just made each of the stories come to life.
For someone who wants to get started being an author, what's one thing that they can do today to get started on that journey?
Well, actually, I think it just all comes with the idea. Just being able to jot down that idea that you have in your head onto paper so it would come to life where you make sense. But actually, I went through Fiverr to hire some of my freelance workers that I have, that help me with constructing my books and all.
Oh, awesome.
And then I met Sujata through a children's book illustrators group on Facebook. I can't actually remember the exact name of the group, but I'll be glad to share that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Even like with publishers, it's like, that's scary to even think about, like, okay, here's my story. I poured my heart and soul into it. It's my story, and someone's going to read it and tear it apart. And is it true that the publishing space can be a little shady? I've heard that before.
You just kind of have to do your research and be careful about, which publisher you kind of go along with. So, reading reviews.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience? Or I'd love to hear too how you help people navigate through this space. If you elaborate on that as well.
I guess just being able to navigate through the space of like, what is your niche, and just being able to research, your type niche that you're in, and that publisher or agent will be able to help you with your niche that you write in. So I think that's what I had to do. So.
Right. Was it hard to nail in or focus in on your niche?
Yeah, I think it was hard at first, but with research and time, it just kind of made sense.
Yeah. You just kind of have that feeling of, okay, this is right or this is way wrong. And that's great.
Because most publisher websites give you I want to say a format, or they tell you what they're looking for, and they'll give you a layout of what you need to have in your manuscript and kind of so forth.
So do you work with a publisher from the very beginning, or do you write your story and then connect with a publisher? What would you recommend?
I would probably write the story first and then connect with a publisher so that they'll be able to fit your, story and your market.
And do you hire an editor as well? Yeah. Okay. So there's so many pieces, Alistair. So I'm so grateful that we are friends. So I'm going to, as you saw throughout this video, I shared some of Alistair's books, but I am going to put the links to her page and to the books in the description, so please go check her out. And I really appreciate you being here today and taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with me and share your experience.
Oh, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely. So here are her social media handles in the screens. We'll see you next time on the Pineapple Experience. We'll talk soon, love.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.